Looking out over downtown Gulfport tonight, it is a warm and clear night across South Mississippi. Hello and good Thursday evening to you. I'm Hugh Keeton here in the WLOX Digital Desk. I hope you're having a great night and a great week so far, as the weekend is just right around the corner, the holiday weekend. But with Memorial Day coming up, it certainly feels like Memorial Day and summer-like temperatures. As taking a look at the current weather conditions in Biloxi, it is 81 degrees. It is a warm night here across South Mississippi, and those temperatures are expected to be warm also over the next several days as we are getting ready for the holiday. We saw a lot of sunshine today, clear skies out there on the radar, and looking at your 7-day forecast, 88 degrees, the expected high tomorrow, and then getting close to 90 degrees over the weekend. And we are following some news today when it comes to the weather, as NOAA's, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, released its hurricane predictions for the year, and they are really a eye-popping forecast here from NOAA that those predictions that were released today. As we turn that down, you can certainly hear the wind on that file video, but today the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration predicted we could see up to 25 named storms, with 4 of those becoming major hurricanes. There is an 85% chance that the Atlantic hurricane season that starts just next week in June will be above average in storm activity. These NOAA predictions released today say between 17 and 25 named storms will brew up this summer and fall, with 8 to 13 achieving hurricane status. Hurricane status is at least 75 miles per hour with sustained winds, and also an average Atlantic hurricane season produces 14 named storms, so this forecast from 17 to 25 is significantly more than that, with an average of 14 named storms. And the director of NOAA, the administrator, Rick Spennard, said this season is looking to be an extraordinary one in a number of ways. So we certainly are getting ready for the hurricane season and potential severe storms that we are looking for. So that's something to keep an eye out for. And our WLOX First Alert meteorologist will be telling you more about this hurricane forecast coming up during the 10 o'clock newscast tonight on WLOX News Now. And you can also read more about this hurricane forecast on WLOX.com. As always, we have a story link there about the NOAA's hurricane predictions for the year. If you just scroll down, right here it is. It says more Atlantic hurricanes likely this summer due to ocean heat and La Nina, and that is the NOAA Outlook reports. You can read more about that on WLOX.com. Another story you can read more about is damage of the tramway bridge, this newly constructed tramway in downtown Gulfport. This is the headline story. Vandals causing at least $35,000 in damages to the tramway glass panels in just 4 weeks. So that is something to keep an eye on. If you've driven past the bridge there, you might have seen those broken glass panels. Taking a look here, you can get a closer look at this broken glass in downtown Gulfport and these panels. And I'm going to tell you more about this suspect who they believe broke the glass panel right there and then ran away. But anyway, $35,000 worth of damage to the Gulfport tramway, all in just 1 month. Gulfport police are hoping the surveillance video you saw there of the crossover bridge will help catch one of the culprits. 4 panes of glass were broken in April during 3 different vandalism incidents, one of them believed to be from someone on Highway 90. And let me back up the video and you can take a closer look at that person. And this is that surveillance video. You see the person walk up and just shatter the glass right there. So police are now looking for the identity of that person and are hoping that if you know anything about it, you'll call police. As this incident, they believe, happened on April 29th when the person broke the pane of glass. Also in another incident, someone on Highway 90 fired a 9mm handgun at the glass from the ground level, and that broke another pane. A security guard actually caught that person that you saw in the video in the act, but the vandal ran off. and got away. But so if you recognized that person, we'll take one more look here at that person running away, and police are asking you to call if you know anything about that incident there in Gulfport. Okay, and also anytime. There's a lot going on at WLOX.com. We have other stories to check out there. The A.J. Holloway Sports Complex Improvement Project's nearing the next phase. Attracts a lot of people there to the A.J. Holloway Sports Complex in Biloxi. Well, thanks for joining us here on the WLOX Digital Desk Update. You can always find us on the WLOX digital channels, that is WLOX.com, as well as the WLOX News app, and also on the streaming devices, Roku, Fire Stick. They all have the WLOX app there. And anytime there is breaking news developments, we will break in here on the WLOX streaming and digital channels to bring you those developing updates. Now, we are following several of our teams playing for baseball state championships this week. This is exciting. To talk about that is our WLOX digital expert, Dylan Jones. Let me turn you up. Good to see you again.
Test.
I think you're on.
All right, sweet. Sounds good. How's it going?
We're pretty good. I'll turn you up just a little bit because I think you might be a little lower than me. But Dylan, you are always our high school sports expert. You really do the research, find all the numbers that goes into the games. And here on the coast, we have two teams still playing for state championships, George County, Vancleave. They were both in action last night. They had the day off today, and Vancleave probably needed the day off for rest. George County, they would have liked to just gone ahead and played because George County won their game yesterday. Vancleave lost. We'll start with Vancleave. It was a heartbreaking loss for Vancleave.
Oh, yeah, no, 12 innings going that long, playing that long, over 3.5 hours, I believe. So to play a game that long, that's really heartbreaking to put that much effort into one single game, especially since their top two pitchers, they pretty much went into this game pitched both of their aces right out of the gate. You know, they were really hoping to go and get this win. However, ended up coming up short. Obviously looking for their second state title in program history, the first coming in 2018, as recently as 2018. However, like as we just said before, they did go 12 innings, ended up losing by just 1 run, 7-8. Hunter Parker, he entered the game in the 6th inning, just as this game was about to enter into extra innings. Ended up putting up a stellar performance, 5 innings pitched. He actually only gave up 2 hits the whole entire game. However, it would end up being walks that would get them in the long run. Vancleave in a pretty unfamiliar spot here. They haven't really lost a whole lot of games this season, especially in just the playoffs. They've only lost one other playoff game, and that was in round 1 against East Central. They were ultimately to come back and win that series, obviously. The other Hunter Harper, started the game, 4 runs on 3 hits and 3 walks in the top of the 6th. That's whenever Hunter Parker, let me make sure I get my Hunters straight here. There's so many Hunters on this team. My goodness. Yeah, Hunter Harper, he ends up coming into the game, gives up those 3 walks at the top of the 6th. So really the key for them here going into this game too, you got to be able to put control on the walks, especially for Lafayette. I mean, this is Lafayette.
Lafayette County,
Lafayette.
Yes. Right.
Why are we copying each other? I don't know. Whatever.
This is Mississippi's version. Yeah, right.
Yeah, Lafayette, I mean, this is a 30-win team. You know, they have an extremely high batting average, 324 combined. So, I mean, that's a good hitting team there, an ERA of just 2.09. So, this is a really good team on both sides of the ball. Vancleave really playing the underdogs. As we've said, very unfamiliar spot, but they're going to have to be able to buckle up and get on their horse and be ready to ride come Saturday.
Okay, Dylan, so we here is Vancleave in great position. Still can come back. Vancleave lost the first game, but nevertheless, the Bulldogs still have a chance. If they win back-to-back games over the next 2 days, then they would be state champions. That was a late game, a difficult game going back. From your perspective, how difficult is it to come back after a late game like that, especially when you lost?
Oh, man, especially after a game like that, whenever you've dug so far deep into your pitchers, especially for Vancleave, you know, as talented, as gritty as they are, digging that deep into your pitchers that early on in the series, that's going to hurt no matter how you cut it. And they just don't have that kind of talent. They can't afford that kind of effort being put into one single game like that. on the pitching side. So, I mean, they're going to have to really find out, dig down deep and pull out any kind of grit that they can get. Because this game, too, is going to take a little bit more than just talent to win this game. They're going to have to come out. They're going to have to be patient on the sticks. They're going to have to be shoving the strike zone. Everything, you need a lot to go right, that's for sure.
Okay, well, Vancleave, they've been certainly a team with a lot of magic this season, so if any team can come back, it is Vancleave. That game tomorrow, Game 2 against Lafayette County, set for 7 o'clock at Trustmark Park in Pearl. Okay, the other game involving coast teams in the state championships in Pearl this week, the George County Rebels. George County picks up the victory last night over Warren Central, and the Rebels are just one win away from the state championship.
That's right. First since 1997, would be their first in 6A. That 1997 state championship coming in 4A. And then George County, this is a team that I feel was kind of a favorite to do it for this entire season. A lot of talent, especially pitching, and I feel like that's going to come into play here in Game 2. They didn't go as far deep. You know, this was a pretty much a pitcher's duel in Game 1, 3-2. Actually didn't lead until the bottom of the 6th. Preston McCattery, he ends up putting up a nice outing. 6 innings, only gave up 5 hits and 2 earned runs. Ended up giving up 4 walks. However, Warren Central unable to capitalize on that, so it didn't matter as much. And in Game 2, I feel that we're probably going to see Andrew Nielsen, who has been pretty much their stud throughout this season. ERA as low as 0.81, 64 strikeouts, only 9 walks. So he's going to put the ball over the plate. He's going to let his fielders work for him if need be. And if he doesn't work out, they have Kenyon Reeves on standby, who has an even lower ERA than Nielsen. So it's all going to be on Warren Central here. They're going to get the pitches that they need to hit. It's going to be up to them whether or not they can capitalize on that. Put the ball in play, hope that it lands in a gap somewhere, hope that you can get runners on base. It's going to come down to small ball for the Vikings. Okay,
that's a pretty good analysis there. That's in depth for us, Dylan. So as far as George County goes, they've been there more recently than Vancleave, certainly in this position. Isn't that right? Yeah, right. Yeah. So how much of an advantage do you feel like they won yesterday, had the day off to rest? Do you feel like that's an advantage? I think George County probably stayed there over the night. Warren Central's pretty close, just in Vicksburg, so they were able to go home. A much shorter distance to travel for Warren Central. But who's got the advantage in this game, you think?
For sure, George County. I mean, they just have so much deeper. I mean, they're deeper on the lineup. They're deeper pitching. I mean, they just have, if you look at all the numbers, statistically, they're there. I mean, they're all on George County's side of the spectrum. I mean, you can't, I hate to be that guy, you can't screw this up. I mean, you're in a prime position. You know, I mean, George County, they've already had tougher playoff series than this year. I mean, they were down 1-0 to Pearl River Central, and they were down 1-0 to West Jones. They ended up storming back, beating those teams. So they have had that adversity. However, I do feel that they are the favorite here. You're going to get their ace here in Game 2. Brooks Willoughby probably going to start Game 2. However, I mean, he's a good pitcher, I will say that. But, I mean, he's not going to be anything like what they did see at PRC or West Jones, you know. So they've faced stouter competition, so I think it's just going to come down to not being complacent. You know, do what you do, be patient at the plate, put it in play, and you'll be good to go. Okay, sounds like you're pretty confident in George County bringing home the state championship trophy. Yeah, sadly. Okay, all right. Yeah, hurts me. Greene County. Okay, yeah, Greene County alum there. So tomorrow, 4 o'clock is the first pitch scheduled for George County and Warren Central there in the state championship series. And did you know you could watch every game of the state championships live? Did you know that, Dylan? I did, right here. WLOX Bounce. Bounce channel, yeah. All right, so if you have the WLOX Bounce channel, you can watch George County and Vancleave coming up tomorrow and potentially on Saturday in these games. If you don't know, if you've never heard of WLOX Bounce channel, I think maybe some people are in that case, it's 13.3 on your antenna, and on your cable just search the Bounce channel and you might be able to find it there. But the Bounce channel for WLOX, we have all the state championship events there. Every single one of them. You want to watch East Webster and 2A, got that too. And at different times of the year, we have the football and the basketball state championships all there on the Bounce channel in different times of the year. And one thing I'm really impressed with is
the fans for both of these teams, George County and Vancleave, throughout the playoffs. I mean, these are two communities. They just love it, don't they?
Oh, man. Yeah, no. There's one thing about both of these teams. I mean, their fans are going to come out. We've even had a few calls to the station. Hey, we get a little bit of coverage. Like, we got you. So this is it right here. We got you. We see you. We see Vancleave, George County, the effort that they're putting in. The two very great baseball teams. And definitely hoping for the best case scenario for both of those teams.
And WLOX Sports anchor Blake Brannon is traveling with those teams, and we'll have all the coverage of the games coming up tomorrow. Okay, Dylan, hang on a second. We're going to talk about something else now. Ooh. If you don't, not an extreme curveball or anything. Okay. I think you can handle it. So college conference tournaments going on right now, and we had today. Let's take a look at the latest score we have. The Southern Miss Golden Eagles are 2-0 in the Sun Belt tournament, beating Troy 6-5. Golden Eagles are red hot right now. They were the number 2 seed in the Sun Belt tournament, and they are on to the semifinals. The Golden Eagles get tomorrow off in Montgomery, and then if they win on Saturday, they'll play for their second straight Sun Belt tournament championship. Golden Eagles are really in strong position to not only make the NCAA tournament, but maybe make some noise in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, so I'm going to be a little bit of an extremist here. We got it. Omaha, Southern Miss, painted gold.
Okay.
We got it.
This is the year for Golden Eagles to make it to Omaha. Okay.
Everybody else has had a turn. It's our turn.
Yeah, Ole Miss had their turn. Mississippi State had their turn. So now it is the Golden Eagles' turn. Okay. All right, I'm going to keep you there because we're going to look at the SEC tournament now real quickly. Got a great game going on with the LSU Tigers and South Carolina, and LSU pulls it out. Did you see that score? 11-10. LSU beats South Carolina tonight. LSU is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. LSU's 3-0 in the SEC tournament. They're on to the semifinals now.
Doing solid.
Yeah, and coming up, since that game has just ended, it's going to be a late night for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. That game between Mississippi State and Vanderbilt was scheduled to start at 8. It's going to be much later. It's probably closer to 10 o'clock. Mississippi State's playing really well.
Oh, yeah, and listen, this is probably not close to the same thing because I was just a travel ball coach, but it is something about those late night games. I'm just saying, you feel it. I don't know if it's just the moon, all that energy seeps into you or what it is, but you feel it amps you up. So I don't know, maybe that comes to them. So travel ball team won the midnight tournament. So I don't know why we had kids, 14-year-olds out there playing.
Midnight tournament?
Yeah.
Whoa, didn't get started until midnight? Wow, okay.
Yeah, so Mississippi State, it can't be that much different. Yeah, they got it.
Yeah, okay. All right, Dylan, Memorial Day weekend coming up. You'll be here working at WLOX, I think, most of the weekend, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Saturday,
all right.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got jury duty. So.
Jury duty. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can't really talk about that.
No, we can't talk
no specifics of that. Okay. So, that's coming up on when? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, good luck with that. All right. Dylan Jones, he actually updates WLOX.com for us. So anytime you're looking at WLOX.com like this, and you see all of the updates, he's the guy updating the stories and actually publishing them. So you can read them and find out the latest news developments across South Mississippi. So, Dylan, thanks for all the hard work.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Well, have a good night. Thanks for joining us. And that was Dylan Jones giving us a little sports expertise there with the high school. And then we talked a little college baseball as well. Hey, Memorial Day weekend coming up this weekend. There's a lot going on. And the place where you can find out everything going on is GulfCoastWeekend.com. It's your home for all the activities here across South Mississippi. We also have different articles and videos about hot spots you could go and try out here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And when you're on GulfCoastWeekend.com, you're looking for something to do, just go to the calendar there and find the date you're looking for. So this weekend we'll go. Coming up on Saturday, we'll say, there's your list of everything that's happening. Big event going on over in Hancock County, the St. Clair Annual Seafood Festival. It's a lot of fun. They got fireworks scheduled, rides, and certainly some good food going on as well. And of course, on Monday, a lot of activities surrounding Memorial Day as well. So we hope that you are getting your plans ready and are all prepared for Memorial Day. And we hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us here in the WLOX Digital Desk. And remember, anytime there is breaking news developments, you can find us here on the WLOX digital channels to bring you the latest developments. And you can, of course, we always have the national news programs as well as our regular scheduled WLOX newscast, always streaming on the WLOX digital channels. So thank you for joining us here tonight. I'm Hugh Keeton. Hope you have a great night and a great Memorial Day weekend ahead.